I'm tired. Are you tired?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Welcome
Yeah.
in. I'm Craig. It's Logan. This is gonna be quick. We're Eastern time zone here. It's 11:20. This is gonna be fast. Illinois wins 105-97 over Minnesota. Neither team misses a shot the entire night in a record-setting offensive performance. But Illinois does win, improved to 21-7, I believe, 12-5 in the Big Ten. So a good win there to get to 21. We talked about it last time. This team's clinched an NCAA tournament berth. I think they probably clinched the top 8 seed, I would assume, by now. So always good to get a win, but defense isn't really improving much. So I'll go through the stats here in a little bit, but initial thoughts from my co-host Logan. What'd you think tonight?
Yeah, defense is optional. The defense has just gotten progressively worse. I guess that doesn't matter if you put up 105 points. Don't know that they can do that the rest of the way, but I mean, I guess if that's the plan of attack, uh, might as well go for it. I know you're going to go over the stats, but I mean, I think the biggest takeaway for me is Minnesota was 14 for 20 from three, and Illinois won this game.
Yeah.
How does that even happen? Like, Illinois is an absolute juggernaut offensively. They are easily one of the best 5 to 10 offensive teams in the entire country. But they, as Blake said, I believe, can't guard a tree.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's accurate. Granted, I do think some of it is luck. I think some of it is just the night that Minnesota's had, but this seems like far too often against Illinois, where we see. I get you're seeing the other team's best games because they're fired up to play Illinois, because Illinois is one of the best two teams in the conference. But it seems like it's a combination of bad defense and just shots just going in.
Yeah.
It was definitely both of those things tonight.
I've said that for it feels like years, but it might have been just earlier this year that it seems like every game, whoever's Illinois is playing, they just throw shit in. Like, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
if it's a good shot or a bad shot; it's going to go in against Illinois. And like you said, I don't know if that's because of the defense or lack thereof, or what. But that tonight was Minnesota's night. I mean, they shot the ball. Looking at the box score, if you erase Minnesota and Illinois, take out the logos, the names, if you look at the box score, it's one of those games where you would almost think Minnesota wins this game. Um, Both teams shot about 60% from the field, but like you said, Minnesota went 14 of 20 from three. That's 4 more threes than Illinois made. Illinois was 10 of 22. Illinois did make 19 free throws compared to 11 for Minnesota. So I guess I don't know. It was like a toss up, but looking at the box score, it would seem like Minnesota won the game, but they didn't. Terrence Shannon 29 points, Marcus Domask 22 points, Coleman Hawkins 20 points, Dane Danger 11 points, Quincy Guerrier 10. Domask had 7 rebounds, Shannon and Danger had 6. Ty had 4. Domask had 5 assists. Rogers and Hawkins each had 3 assists. Illinois won the rebounding battle 31 to 23. Not a whole lot of rebounds tonight because there weren't many missed shots. But Illinois did win the rebounding battle. Illinois got 20 points from the bench, 50 points in the paint compared to 38 for Minnesota. Illinois led for 34 minutes in the game. So, this is excuse me. There were 20 lead changes in the game, but Illinois still led for 34 minutes and 25 seconds. That's like a wild stat to me.
It is, but at the same time, like, every time Minnesota took a lead, it wasn't for very
Yeah,
long. I mean,
yeah, exactly,
that was the point of it. I mean, like,
exactly.
yeah, they took a lead, but Illinois would just go down and make the following basket. So I mean, yeah, that seems odd, but like, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, that's just kind of how this game went. Like, it was definitely back and forth, but Illinois was never really lost control of this game. It just took them 30 plus minutes to really put the clamp down. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, that broadcast is. I'm seeing different stats here for what I was looking at, so I'm not even going to say it. It was Coleman Hawkins game early. He had 13, or he had 15 in the first half. And then the roles reversed, and Marcus Domask scored 18 in the second half. It was the legit three-headed monster tonight.
Mm-hmm.
For the Illini.
Yeah, those two guys in their respective halves, and then Terrence just doing it the rest of the game.
Throughout the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this was a dominant performance offensively from Illinois. Not much else you can say about it. Credit to Minnesota. I mean, shots went in. They put up 97 points. I mean, you don't very few times do you put up 97 points in a college basketball game and lose, and lost by, 8 points. Like,
Yep.
that's
Yep.
it's just baffling to me. This is what we're watching. I mean, this is not the Big Ten Illinois basketball teams that I'm used to watching. It's kind of fun. It's definitely fun. The defense is annoying and it's frustrating, and that's probably what's going to cost them their exit of the NCAA tournament here in a month. But this team is really fun to watch, especially on the offensive end.
While we're talking about some individual performances, I have to talk about Dane Danger.
Yep.
I know for the first, how many games did they play? 28. For about the first 22 of them, 25 of them, I've been on the mid-major All-American train, but he has stepped up. He's playing really well in the minutes that he's getting. The last 2 games specifically, I'd have to go back and look at his game log, but I feel like the last couple games I've walked away very impressed with the progression of Dane Danger, both offensively and defensively. I feel like he's rebounding the ball well. I feel like he's guarding in the post a lot better than he was. That was the knock on him, was that he couldn't guard these Big Ten bigs. Their big man, Payne, he's a load down there.
Yeah.
And I thought Dane played pretty well. I mean, Payne got his. He had 15 points and 9 boards, but he's a big boy. Just thoroughly impressed with Dane. I know he's getting a lot of love in the chat that we don't win that game without him. So I do agree with that.
Yeah. First off, hi, Mom. Second,
first off, we're 15 minutes into the show.
Well, I mean, Logan, your mom says hi just a few minutes ago. Dane, I mean the Minnesota thing too. He's from Minnesota. I think. His dad? Somebody played for Minnesota. Like, this is, that's the game for him that actually probably means more than anything else. We talked about it a lot after the last game. Brad seems to be more comfortable going deeper into the bench a little bit, and Dane's shown that he belongs out there. He's not going to look like a 25-minute per game guy all the time. But tonight he earned it. He earned his 19 minutes. It was a nice performance from him. It's nice that at this point in the season we're getting a little more comfortable with our bench, because I think it's going to be important, especially if you're putting up 105 points. Like, you just got to be able to swap some guys in there. So it's nice to see him, get some action, get some love tonight. He was the team leader in plus minus.
I didn't look back yet.
Him and Marcus were tied with 10. Plus minus is such a weird thing. It's just, I just think it's of note. Him and Domask and Dane both had plus 10 tonight. So yeah, great night for Dane. Love to see that.
Speaking of rotations, 10 guys did play tonight. 10 guys saw the floor. But in the second half, only 7 saw the floor. You had the 5 starters plus Justin Harmon and Dane Danger in the second half. Luke Goody, Nico Moretti, and Amani Hansberry played 2 minutes in the first half and didn't see the court in the second half. Thought maybe you'd see more Nico after the performance he had on Saturday. Saturday.
Yeah.
But only 2 minutes for him. No stats at all. Amani Hansberry had a rebound. He also had a foul, but only 2 minutes, and Luke Goody hit a three in his 2 minutes. So the defense, that's a lot of the chat is the defense, and we talk about it every night. But what's going on? I don't understand it.
I don't know. Again, I've said it a lot, and I think there was a question earlier that alludes to this. Like, this team had a much higher defensive rating early on in the season when the competition wasn't as good.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what it is. I'm sure there's more to it than that. I just don't know how you can get progressively so much worse defensively over the course of the season. I don't know what they're doing differently. I know there's some concerns with matchups, and we've talked about it. Illinois, there's certain type of players that Illinois just can't defend. So sometimes that's it. I know that was the big debate on Twitter between Rafael Davis and Stephen Bardo the last couple of days about
They mentioned
the
that on the broadcast,
defensive.
and I didn't see
Did
that.
you see it? So yeah,
Mm-mm.
they went back and forth on it. It was this whole thing that Rafael Davis basically listed his five all defensive Big
Defensive.
Ten
I did see
team
that, and
selections.
Coleman wasn't on it.
Coleman was not on the list. And then Bardo chimed in saying Coleman should be the defensive player of the year. And it was just this whole back and forth. But in Rafael's defense, I was advocating for Coleman to be defensive player of the year weeks ago, and I haven't backed off of that, but Coleman can't defend the five.
No.
Coleman can do a lot of things on defense. Coleman can switch 1 through 5. Coleman can do a lot, but he can't defend a 5. We can't defend a 1. We can't defend a legitimate scorer. Now, I got it so tired. I can't even think straight. Justin Harmon did a nice job in the second half of containing who was it? Cam Christie. Like, Christie. I don't know if that's who it's going to be every night. If Justin Harmon's just become that guy, but there's just certain things that this defense cannot contain, and one of them is certainly electrifying player like that. Like, Illinois just doesn't have that type of defensive player. I don't know what you do at this point. I just think you have to ride with it and hope to God your offense is firing, and that you outscore whoever you're playing. I don't know that you can reasonably expect Illinois to put up triple digits every night for the next few weeks. But if that's what it takes, that's what they'll try to do, I guess, because I don't know what you do at this point.
Yeah. Cam Christie had 17 points in the first half, 4 of 7 shooting, 6 points in the second half on 2 of 5. So 23 points on 6 of 12 shooting. I think they were all threes. Yeah. They were all threes and 5 free throws. Yeah, I think it's what Jeff said. Jeff Bork here. Wait, nope, not this one. Where's he at? They're too athletic to be this bad. That's what Mike LaTulip was saying in his breakdown of the Penn State defense. I think I talked about it in our last post game. Mike LaTulip's breakdown with Jeremy Warner of Illini Inquirer. It's on YouTube. It's great. All of LaTulip's breakdowns are fantastic if you want to go in depth with X's and O's stuff. He showed clips from the Marquette game early in the year, and 1 through 5 they were switching, and they weren't these saggy switches like they're doing now. Like, they were, as soon as they crossed half court, Illinois was in your grill, like just frustrating the heck out of you as soon as you get the ball into where you start to initiate your offense. I just don't think they're doing that anymore. I feel like they've gotten like lazy and they're sagging off of everything. And other than screens, like, I know they're trying to fight over ball screens and be aggressive there. And I think it was Blake. Yeah, the comment right above it. I already flashed it up once. Switch up the game plan. Like, you don't always have to play drop coverage. Like, they know you're going to do it. So there's ways around and ways to beat the drop coverage that you play. You have to switch it up. Eventually you have to do something else. Maybe Brad's saving it. Maybe he's safe. They're going to survive these regular season Big Ten games, and then either in the Big Ten tournament or in the NCAA tournament, maybe they blitz the ball screen like Loyola did to Illinois a couple of years ago, or maybe they double the ball screen or switch every ball. Like, maybe they switch it up then, but until they do something different, teams know how to expose the drop coverage, and they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And you just got to hope to outscore everyone. Um, 15-ish minutes in. Do you want to do everyday guy? I mean, I feel like we already talked about who it would be.
Yeah, I would say
It's
Dane.
Dane. Yeah.
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 I don't think there's any doubt there. I did want to point out somebody, Jay, in the chat. How many college teams have a great
Yep, that's
offense
the one I
and
was
a
looking
great
at.
defense? I was just looking at Ken Palm.
Yep.
The only team that is remotely similar to Illinois that's ahead of them as far as Ken
Alabama?
Palm is Alabama, and they're actually significantly worse. Alabama is the
Defensively,
number one offensive rated team. They are 95th defensively. Illinois is number 4 offensively and number 60 defensively.
You should
So
probably refresh your Ken Palm.
I literally just loaded the page. What are they now? Oh, they went down to 95. Wow. Holy, in the matter of 30 seconds.
Illinois dropped from 65 to 95 in Ken Palm defense.
Never mind. Alabama is just as bad as Illinois. Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, that literally, it dropped from 40 to 95th in the span of 30 seconds. So yes, as far as that concerned, Alabama is equally as bad. They are 94th defensively. Illinois is now 95th defensively. Kentucky's similar. They're 6 in offense and 85 in defense. Baylor and BYU are both top 10 offensively and 58 and 56 defensively. So there's some similarities there, but Alabama, according to Ken Palm, is the clear similarity there. But there's not a lot. There's not a lot that are like that.
Yeah. Okay, so we are to the stretch now that we pointed out preseason or pre-Big Ten season.
I don't remember. I remember talking about it. I don't remember.
Earlier in the year, we pointed out the final 3 games of the year, and it's here. Illinois is 21-7, 12-5, entering that stretch. I don't think it's locked in, but it's like got to be like 80 or 90% locked in to a double bye, no matter what happens.
Yeah, I think you're pretty close.
Yeah, it'd be super close. I think Wisconsin, Nebraska, and Northwestern all have 10. Well, Northwestern has 11 wins now because they won earlier tonight. But you're right there for the double bye in the Big Ten tournament. First up is at Wisconsin. Wisconsin is free falling. They've lost 4 of their last 6, I think. Is that right?
Wisconsin has lost 2
5
of their last
7.
2 of their last 4, 6 of their last 8.
6 of their last 8. Yes. 6 of their last 8. They were 16-4. They're 18-10 now. 10-7 in the Big Ten. So not playing like they were early in the year. I thought they were better than Illinois earlier in the year. I don't believe that is to be the case anymore. But it is at the Kohl Center, my least favorite Big Ten venue that I have ever been to. And it's a tough place to play. I know Illinois won there. Was it last year? Yeah, Illinois won there last year, but that didn't break the curse. Which one broke the curse? Was it 21?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I believe it was 21. The Io hit like a dagger late in the game. So Illinois has won 2 of the 3 most recent games there. But it's going to be a test. What do you think of playing at Wisconsin on Saturday?
As you mentioned, they are falling apart. I don't think they're the team that they were earlier in the year. I think Illinois is a better team. But again, Wisconsin, let's just take a look at some numbers here. Wisconsin is 53rd defensively. So they're okay. I mean, I think Illinois can win this. I will just say this. Illinois still doesn't have a marquee win. What was a marquee win the neutral game with Florida Atlantic is no longer a marquee win. Illinois needs something. I mean, they're sitting on that 4 line, and I think they're fairly safe on that 4 line. They need something else though if they want any shot of getting anything higher than a 4, and if they want to not fall. I'm not saying they have to win all 3 of these games. It'd be nice to win a couple of them if you can. I don't know what games it's going to be. It's kind of a toss-up. I think Wisconsin on the road is winnable, especially the way they're playing right now. But you have to have some sort of defensive effort. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know what's going to click. I don't know what's going to change. But at some point during the course of the next few weeks, something has to click defensively, or you're going to be an early bounce from the tournament. So you have 3 games to figure it out. You're kind of playing with house money a little bit. Because I don't think you're going to fall one way or the other too hard. But you got to figure something out. So this is a good chance to do it. Just need a win. Need some sort of marquee win. I don't. You have 3 good chances coming up.
The 2 best are Michigan State at home, Florida Atlantic, neutral site. Which one is better?
I mean, as far as just my opinion,
in your eyes.
Or
Yeah,
as far
in your
as the
eyes.
net goes.
No, who cares about the net? The net's awful.
I mean, at this point, I would say Michigan State.
Yeah, I would agree.
Illinois has currently 4 quad 1 wins. It's those 2 games that you mentioned, the home win against Ohio, or the win at Ohio State at the end of January, and then the game at Maryland a few games ago. That's it. Those are your 4 quad 1 wins. Again, I want to see something else. I'd like to see them have some sort of marquee win, and I think either of the next 2 would do that. And then whatever else you can get in the tournament. So,
well, guess what? All of the remaining regular season games are quad 1 games.
Correct.
So, if you win all of those, if you get to Sunday of the Big Ten tournament, this is probably a 2 or 3 seed team. Yeah. Depending on what else happens, I could see if you win out and win the Big Ten tournament, I think you're probably a 2 seed. Is that going to happen? I don't think so. I think there will be at least 1 regular season loss, if not more, and I don't think Illinois is winning the Big Ten tournament. So I see at least 2 losses left on the schedule. But I think this is a top 5 seed team. If you take care of business the rest of the regular season, I don't think you fall any lower than a 5 seed. So,
yeah, I agree.
I don't think there's anything else. Mark with some dynamite drop-ins. If we outscore everyone, we win the national championship. Think about it.
Don't need defense if you can outscore your opponent.
Exactly. Do you have anything else?
No, I'm ready to go to bed.
And for the record, Illinois has won the last 3 in Madison. 2020, 2021, and 2023. Illinois is on a 6-game winning streak against the Badgers.
This is a different era. This is a different era of Illinois basketball.
Because prior to this 6-game winning streak, if I can divulge for a second and you can hear me thinking out loud, 1, 2, 3,
would love nothing
5,
more.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It was a 15-game losing streak prior to this 6-game winning streak. So let's keep it going. All right, that is Saturday. I know we said it last week and the week prior. Saturday might be a question mark for me.
Same.
So we might be skipping that one, but it is a noon tip Central, I believe.
Yeah.
1 Eastern. And then after that, it's Purdue Tuesday on Peacock. I think like 6, 7 probably, but Tuesday postgame is very much in the questionable category for both of us. It might be a doubtful for Logan, but
wait, you talking about Saturday?
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday's probably. Well, I don't know. TBD on Saturday. Tuesday we'll be here. The following Sunday, I'll be around. It's a busy night for Logan. We'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Figured.
All right. For Logan, I'm Craig. Let's go to bed. I'm tired.